Okay, the title of this lesson is ser versus estar. And both verbs mean to be. And we're going to learn about how the verb to be is used in English. That way, once you have a strong understanding of that concept, you'll be able to transfer that understanding to the Spanish language and how the verb is used in Spanish. Okay, here are some examples of how the verb to be is used in English. I am, you are, she is, we are, it is, you all are, they are. These are very good examples, and keep in mind the reason ser and estar are vague Spanish verbs is because it's very difficult to visualize the verb to be. It's difficult to visualize I am. It's difficult to visualize you are because it's almost incomplete. It's much easier to visualize I eat, or I run, or I sing, or she plays. Those are much more concrete ideas that you can visualize. But we are sounds incomplete, but it's not. Let's move on. Here's some more examples with to be. I am ready to go. We are taking the test. It is 3 o'clock. They are sick. The chair is broken. You are studying. She is smart. Re-record. I hope you're starting to gain an understanding for how the verb to be is used in English, because as you understand that, you will better be able to understand how the verbs ser and estar are used in Spanish. Let's look at the first verb, ser. Ser means to be, and there are 4 instances when you use the verb ser. The first is to describe characteristics. Next, to describe origin or possession. Number 3 is to describe location of events. And finally, number 4 is to describe the time of day. Now, there is a way to remember these 4 uses, and it's a handy little mnemonic is what I call them, and it is COLT, or COLT. COLT will help you remember the uses of estar. So remember COLT, and that should help you remember characteristics, origin or possession, location of events, and time of day. Now let's take a look at estar. Estar also means to be, and there are only 2 uses of estar. First, the state or condition of something, and finally, to describe the location of everything except events. And for estar, if you'll remember slee, S-L-E-E, that could help you remember the uses of estar. Let's move on. Now let's take a closer look at the verb ser and look at some examples of instances when we would use ser. As we discussed, ser is used to describe characteristics, origin or possession, location of events, and telling time. Here I've provided you with the conjugations for the verb ser. You'll notice that they seem very irregular, and you're exactly right. The conjugations for ser are very, very irregular, but you'll have to memorize them, and they'll become second nature to you as you continue to learn Spanish. So let's look at some examples, one example of when we describe characteristics. The first example, yo soy obediente. I am obedient. Now, characteristics often get confused with one of the uses of estar, and we'll look at that in the next slide. But keep in mind that characteristics tend to be a longer term description of something or somebody. In this case, yo soy obediente. I am obedient. And it's very unlikely